Hi, this is Lori Kornblum. I'm an attorney in Wisconsin and I am an instructor at MATC, Milwaukee Area Technical College, in the paralegal program. This is a tutorial on how to set up your best case software on how your property can be entered immediately into the means test. So I'm using the educational version. You may have a different version, and if you do, just follow along. My contact information is listed below. I've created these for PLegal 127 debtor-creditor class. If you are interested in taking classes at MATC, you can email me or you can look at matc.edu. We would love to have you as a student. We're going to go right now to best case, where I have a test case of Gerald and Sonia Martin. For my students, this is not the identical case that you are working on now. We're going to go to the A and B property list and look first at the real property. They have a home that's been entered as College Point Court, a fictitious address in Racine, Wisconsin. It's a single family home owned in fee simple, and the value is $200,000. We're now going to go to the Liens tab, which you can either get to by clicking on the top or by scrolling through to Next tab, Next tab. So I've entered two liens. We have a first mortgage and a second mortgage, and I just want to show you how this works. This first mortgage is from Tri-City National Bank of Racine, which may be a fictitious bank. It's entered as a first mortgage, and the claim amount is $93,500. Now let's go to the means test treatment. If we don't enter anything into the means test treatment, if we simply ignore this entire tab and zero it out, then when we go to the means test, nothing will be entered. So let's just see what happens. We're going to ignore this and just say OK and close this record. And let's go to the 122C, the means test, and we're going to go right to the House tab. And because we have a second claim entered, so we lose the whole value of our first claim. So let's go back to it prompts us that we have some secured debt that doesn't have future payments. So let's go back to the Schedule D and go back to that Tri-City National Bank claim. So from our assignment, we know that it's a $995 a month payment. So the way we can deal with that is either calculate the payment or we can just put it in manually. If we want to calculate the payment, then let's just do it over 60 months and see if they'd be able to pay that. That would leave them a monthly interest rate of $1,558 a month. So it doesn't make a lot of sense for people who are entering bankruptcy to try to pay off a house in 5 years when they could do it long term in the plan and just keep paying on it afterwards. So in this case, we are going to zero that out. We're going to put the payment in as $995. We're going to put in 60 months. I'm going to do this back on the property tab. So we're in the means test. So we're going to do it as 60 months. It's going to be, we're going to pay it $59,700 and the 60-month average is going to be $995. It includes taxes and insurance and it's secured by the home. In this case, the Chapter 13 plan treatment is secured long-term in plan, which means they're going to pay part of it in the plan, and then when the plan finishes, they're going to pay the rest of it outside of the plan. So let's say OK on that. And then let's go to the second lien, which is Landmark Credit Union. This is a second mortgage for $28,098. We go to the means test, and in this case we have an arrearage of $1,245. They missed 3 payments. So their monthly payment is $415. Again, if we want to calculate the payment in 60 months, they could pay off the whole thing, less the cure amount, and they would be paying $447.55 a month. If we wanted to do it in a shorter term, let's see what happens. Let's calculate the payment. they could pay it their monthly payment would be $1,118.88. But let's just leave it as $415 a month. We're going to pay it over 60 months, and then we're going to have the 60-month average of $415. When we go to the plan treatment, we see that we've arranged to pay off the arrearage at 6.5% interest in 24 months. So we're just going to say okay on that and okay on that. And we're going to close it. And now let's go to the means test. So in the means test, if we click on the House tab, we can see that both of those secured payments are now pre-filled here. And we do not have to add anything else. And we can go back and forth with the secured claims and see that they're there. So the second thing to look at is, in this case, we have liens on the cars. And if we don't automatically pre-fill them, we would have 0 vehicles, and then we have nothing automatically pre-filling in that. But if we only want to pre-fill one, we would click on one vehicle and it would choose the vehicle to pick up. But in this case, we have 2 vehicles with liens entered. And because we entered the information in the means test, it works. So let's look at the Ford F-150, for example. In this case, we wanted to calculate the amount due. So I'm going to zero that out. I'm going to zero everything out, and we're going to put 60 months, and it will automatically calculate how much is due, because in this case we had a $2,000 balance, so it's $33.33 a month. So we can go back and forth. So that shows you the relationship between filling in your means test correctly on the liens and how it transfers over to your table. So I've been happy to join you today, and I hope that this video was